Hello, everybody. Welcome, friends and patrons. It is so lovely to see you. Thank you for taking the time to spending it with me. And as we celebrate the snake painting, it's nice and warm here in Pretoria. It's raining outside. It's just actually lovely and calm and just the beautiful energy that I needed in order to sit and just share with you guys all of the exciting things. So I did make a few notes that I want to discuss with you guys and share with you. So I'm going to jump right in and get to all of the nice deep goodies that I wanted to share with you guys, and then we'll get on with the program. Right, so I want to start off tonight's discussion here with this amazing quote from Albert Einstein. And he said, the most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. I'm going to really let that sink in. I'm going to read it again slowly, and I'm going to put some accent and focus on some words. The most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. Is the world you are living in hostile or friendly? How do you look at it? It is up to you to decide. So I think this quote by Einstein really just brought everything together for me during the painting of the snake. Because I'm sure you've seen some of the images that I've shared with you guys over recent weeks. And I've had some interesting responses on my social media, I must say to you guys. Some people are putting question marks. Some people are asking me, is this a sign of the end? Some people commented, beautiful, amazing. And then there were some people that also asked, gross, why this? So I really sort of saw that there was a big variety of responses, and for me it was quite interesting to see what would this image of the snake bring up for people, and it sort of underlined for me this whole idea that Einstein talked about, that we decide the universe we live in. Now, there is this interesting phenomenon, and most scientists know about it. It is called, the phenomenon of observing an experiment. It is believed, especially in the quantum world, and if you know more about this, you're more than welcome to share with us here. I'm just sharing a little bit of my insight and how I understand it. But anyway, science believe that when an experiment is literally observed, that the observer can influence the outcome of the experiment, or there's reason to believe that when something is put inside a closed container and the experiment happens, then it will have a different result to when that experiment is actually observed. I hope this makes sense to you guys. So literally what Einstein was saying is that we literally see and observe the world around us, but the world that we observe, albeit real to each and every one of us, is a construct of your own mind. So your mind is literally projecting the world around you, and you are experiencing this projection that is literally constructed out of your mind, out of your belief systems, out of your experiences. The way that you see the world is the way that you experience it. And this was always quite a difficult thing for me to grasp and to understand and wrap my head around, because I mean, I can literally pick up this book and I can show it to you and you can see it. So we have, influence over physical matter, yes, but we also have a shared experience where more than one of us believe the that reality. It becomes a shared experience. Why I think in our world today we have this global shared experience of both dark and light, of trauma and amazing, beautiful things that humanity can do. So we're seeing this extreme duality, and it's literally being played off in the entire arena of the world. But one of the places where I think it is most acutely obvious is the political world right now, especially if we look at what is unfolding in the United States and so forth. Now, I'm not going to talk politics. I'm not interested to get into that. But I'm just trying to relate to you guys maybe a platform or an example with which you can identify and see exactly what it is that I'm trying to say. So, in sharing these images of, snake paintings and, sort of sharing with the whole world that I have this amazing painting tutorial that is launching tonight, and having these interesting, different sort of reactions out of people on social media about this subject and symbol that we are painting was quite interesting for me because, like I said before, it literally showed me instantly through their response exactly what it is that they believe, what universe they believe they are in. The people that respond with fear, with disgust, with aversion, probably believes that they are living in a hostile world. And people that look at this and could say, amazing, wonderful, exciting, let's get into this, I can't wait for this class, they are probably living in a universe that is friendly. And, that completely changes the perspective. So it's literally like putting on a different set of glasses as you look at your world. Observing the snake and seeing terror or something to be feared, something to be killed, or something that is evil, something that should be put under your heel and killed, is really quite interesting for me because I want you to explore the rest of your world now that you realize that you may be looking at the world as a hostile environment. So you might see everyone as your enemy. You might see everyone as separate from you. You might see things like lack in scarcity and war and conflict and the end of time. Whereas I choose to believe that I live in a friendly world. So my observation around me is that of harmony, of peace, of hope, one of prosperity and abundance for everyone, equal opportunity for all. And I see a beautiful future, a beautiful possibility. When I look at people around me, I see friends, I don't see enemies. And it's interesting how life then responds from that core belief, whether you believe in fear or love. Because if you look at those two words, a friendly universe would definitely be a loving universe, and a hostile universe is definitely based in fear. So basically, life, you can summarize this dualistic world that we live in, you can summarize as zeros or ones. Everything is either love or fear. And it's always been one of the guiding principles in my life. When I stand in front of a big life choice, something that's really going to affect me for, a large portion of my life, so it's a major decision, I always search my heart and try and see what is it that I resonate, what am I feeling, where am I vibrating about this choice that I'm making. Is this choice that I'm making a choice out of love or is it out of fear? And that is always something that I go down to a very basic, fundamental level that I found has helped me in my life. And I hope that it will help you as well. Because if you find peace in your heart, and if you find there's a resonance and a clarity, then proceed. But if there's any distortion, if there's any fear, if there's any doubts, if there's any reason for concern, and you realize that this is maybe a fear-based decision, then I will take some time to sleep on that before I will make that decision and maybe consult someone and just see, where I can draw on some wisdom in order to make the right decision. But following your heart and your gut and your intuition has never led me astray because, when you choose love, then it's definitely just going to help you move forward. So that is really exciting. So one of the questions that came up for me is, but why are we painting a snake? So I realized that not everyone is aware that 2025 is the year of the wood snake. So this connects with Chinese astrology, and this is just a very interesting sort of element for me because it wasn't on my list really, when I started to do my planning for 2025 last year. But when I realized, oh my word, that this is the year of the snake, I definitely wanted to jump on that. And as you guys know, I'm currently working with this amazing deck by Colette Baron Reed, and it's called the Spirit Animal Oracle, and it's the most beautiful cards. And I actually drew the snake as a card in year as well. And then when I realized that 2025 was going to be the year of the snake, I started to do research because I think, starting off January 2025, there's a lot of New Year's resolution sort of thinking still going around, or maybe people have moved on to just positive affirmations and setting intention, which is wonderful because that's a great starting point. But I wanted to use this symbol in my coaching because it's so controversial, because it's so paradoxical as well. As you guys know, the snake is still a symbol in the medical world. If you look at the badge of a paramedic or maybe the logo of a hospital or a clinic, you might see the caduceus staff, which is that staff with the wings on it, and then there's snakes coiled around it. So, that stems back from Greek mythology. And to this day, this is still used as a symbol in medicine because of this very point that both the poison is the medicine and the medicine can also be the poison. So, we're saying there, if a snake bites you, then you're going to need to identify that exact snake in order to get the antivenom, which again is made from the same poison. But we're talking about medicine as well in general. Like the correct medicine will heal you, but the wrong medicine can kill you. So you can see how this is still relevant in the medical world and why we still use the snake as a symbol to really communicate this very critical point that this is a life or death kind of decision. Right medicine, wrong medicine. But beyond that, the snake as a spirit guide animal is coming to us in 2025 to remind us that this is a year of growth, of personal transformation. We are literally going to shed our old skin and sail out of that old shell renewed. And this is why the snake has always been considered a symbol of longevity. You don't easily find the corpse of a snake anywhere, but you might find evidence of a snake by finding its old skin. So for long it's been believed that snakes are eternal, they don't die. And this is why it's ascribed to them that they are symbols of longevity. So it's also a symbol of healing and of health and transformation. So we bring all of this information and intentions and frequencies into this year, and we say, okay, how can we grow as individuals, both in the art of our lives and in the art of our canvas, because the two sort of comes together at the canvas, doesn't it? So people always ask me, so why do you paint these symbols, or do you call them symbols? Why do you paint what you paint? Or why do you do your creative coaching around such interesting symbols? So for me, the symbology is really such a rich uh, source of information, because when we look at the nature of the animal or insect or plant that we are painting, and we start to draw some meaning from the nature of the symbol, we begin to see some distinguished facts and information that can relate to our lives in a metaphorical way. So when we paint it at the canvas, it really sort of opens up the subconscious mind. We learn something new. We paint something we might have never painted before. And we learn something about this animal or plant or insect, whatever symbol we decide to work on will have some valid information that we can explore in our lives while we're painting at the canvas. And this is the one thing that makes the canvas so powerful for me as a therapist. This is the therapist, not me. Is that, it sort of disarms us when we get into the creative act. What happens is we step into the present moment. We sort of disconnect a little bit with our left brain. This is our ego, our linear thinking mind that wants to have everything in columns, logical, concise, worked out, and totally controlled, right? And we switch over to our right brain, which is a little bit more connected with all of our senses. It's connected with our body, but it's also connected with our spiritual side, our higher self, or just your true self. Some people believe that is where we connect with our soul. However you would like to describe that connection, that is sort of the intuitive part of you that you connect with. And then interesting things begins to happen because we sort of connect more with our inner child and our subconscious mind. And out of our subconscious mind, anything can come up. I mean, who knows, right? It's always a bit of a surprise. So the interesting for me, I'm just going to fan myself cool here a little bit while I talk to you guys, is that when we start working at the canvas and we start getting into the process, attitudes are revealed. We come to a point that's maybe difficult or challenging or doesn't quite look the way that you wanted it to look in the first place. I mean, we all have our own ways of painting and putting brush to canvas. And some of us might have some experience. I mean, I've been painting for like 14 years now. And some of us might be beginners. It might be your first time since preschool that you pick up a brush and try this, right? So that's totally okay, because this journey is not so much about the end product as it is about the process. And it is while we're in the process that we become mindful. Because we can't keep ourselves busy with all kinds of things, watching television, scrolling on Facebook, and painting and concentrating on what we are doing, right? So I believe it's a good thing to create sacred space for yourself when you come into this practice. Give yourself that 30 minutes or an hour to maybe watch one of the episodes and then get into that process for yourself, however that will turn out. I also encourage my patrons to watch the video, and remember, you can always paint along. You can turn the sound down because there's plenty of time where I don't really talk, and you can re-watch that video and you can change the speed. You can even go into the settings of the video and change the speed, slow it down, or just pause it whenever I get to a new point in the painting and just follow along. But you will find this. And this is where my challenge to you guys always comes in, and I say, be very aware of yourself while you are painting. Or I will say in the videos, check in on yourself. And what I mean when I say that is, what is the quality of your thoughts while you are busy painting, while you're busy creating? What are you thinking about? What is it that you are manifesting? Because our mental place is literally the birthplace of everything that came into existence on this planet. I've been recently watching a video series of Carmen Baden on TikTok, and she's doing an amazing sort of revelational journey for me in just the way that she looks at life and the universe. And she was discussing the principle of mentalism. And she's saying that there's lots of differences between humanity and creation and God, but there's also some similarities. And one of the similarities was that we are both the divine, and us down here on the lower plane have this mental capacity, the place where divine thought is sparked. A catalyst happens in our imagination, and we become aware of a new idea. And in that moment, there's a neuron that is firing in your brain, and you can compare it literally to a star being forged in space. It looks exactly the same. This is just so amazing, this microcosm versus macrocosm. The things that we observe in a cell is exactly the same things that we observe in space. So it really magnifies the similarities that we have. And she said that God thought, or the first thought of creation wasn't necessarily a word. I think that was translated incorrectly. The original Greek speaks of, in the beginning, God was the Logos, and the Logos is a thought, a divine thought. And from that thought, creation happened. The same happens with the creative process in our minds. So we are literally mimicking the creative act, and that is so divine, right? So I tell people, check in with yourself. Be aware of what you are thinking and what you are feeling. And if emotions come up and feelings come up or memories come up for you, don't try to suppress it or press it away. Just sit with it. Just observe it. Just love it for what it is. Don't try to change it. Don't try to fix it. Just become aware of it. Breathe through it and allow the process at the canvas to just guide you through that process. And with a gentle sort of approach like that, you will be amazed at what, shifts you can create within you. And this has just been so profound for me. So there's been a number of questions during this painting tutorial that I've shared with you guys on every episode, and it's been wonderful to see with, just some of the feedback that some of you have shared with me. Thank you for you guys that shared with me. So I did promise that there are 3 questions that I want to share with you guys that I'm going to sort of leave with you. And I want you to ponder this, because I'm coming back to the universe is mental. The all is mind. So if the all is mind and the universe is mental, then your mind literally creates your reality. So if this is the truth, I want you to ask yourself the following questions. What limiting belief is shaping my life without me realizing it? That is profound. What limiting belief is shaping my life without me realizing it? This was like a slapper for me, because I realized, now that I understand that the world is mental, that I'm using my mental capacity every day of my life to create the life that I'm currently living. So if my life right now isn't looking ideal, isn't living up to that expectation that I'm having, what is preventing me then? What is my block? And we discussed this in the class as well when we looked at the cork in the medicine bottle. And that was quite an interesting little moment. So the second question I want to share with you guys is, what patterns keep repeating because I haven't changed my mindset? What patterns in my life keeps repeating because I haven't changed my mindset? Where are you closed off in your thinking? Where are you rigid in your boundaries? Where are you not open to other perspectives and possibilities in your life? Are you acting in a way that it's my way or the highway? Or, are you flexible, bendable? pliable, adaptable, and these are words that we all learned through this whole painting journey around the snake. So the third question I want to share with you guys is this. What new thought can I choose today to shift my entire reality? And this is a powerful question to ask, especially when you run into sort of roadblocks on the canvas or in your life, when you run into obstacles or challenges or just, difficulty. You can really change your mind about it by choosing a different thought. Because the minute you say, oh, this is a chore, or this is really difficult, it becomes your experience because that's your thought, and then it will flow over into your speaking and you'll start talking about it like it is a difficult thing. And then it becomes your experience. And then you have to go through the experience because you created it in such a fashion. So the next time there is an obstacle or a challenge or a difficulty, rise above it by choosing a different thought. Labeling the experience as something completely different can be profoundly empowering because in that instant you can claim your power back because you realize that you are in control, not the situation. You decide what this is. So, something that Carmen said that I quite enjoyed was that we didn't come to Earth to learn lessons, unless that is your choice. If you choose to create a world where you have to learn lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson, be my guest. I'm done with school. We came here to play. We came here to create. We came here to experience. And you then decide what is the rules of your playground. So if you can choose a different thought to the one that you are so used to habitually choosing every time a pattern repeats in your life, maybe this is the shift that you've been waiting for. Shift your thought, shift your experience. And this is what we learn at the canvas because we can paint anything. You can paint it in any way that you want. You don't even have to paint the snake the way that I paint the snake. Just paint the snake and explore, all the information that I'm sharing with you. It is not so much about painting or copying me as it is about exploring your own psyche, exploring your own shadow side, and allowing insight and wisdom to enlighten you. So the treasure you seek lies in the caves that you avoid to enter. So this is a similar sort of thought or idea behind this creative coaching. By taking a soul, sometimes that is scary. It's not always. I mean, I don't go out of my way to pick symbols that's going to freak everyone out, right? But because I choose to live in a friendly environment, painting the snake was not as intimidating to me. I started to see the beauty of it and the marvel of this amazing animal that is keeping our entire ecosystem in balance. It's quite amazing. So I hope that you guys will also have a similar sort of experience as you look into the snake and paint it along with me. Right, let's put that aside. Let's see here. So tonight on my Patreon, this amazing painting tutorial is launching. In fact, it's already live. My Patreon has been painting along with me since episode 1, but maybe you are a new visitor to my page and you might just want to sort of check out what this is all about before you subscribe. So you guys, I'm so excited to share this with you because if you become a Patreon over on my Patreon page, you will have to subscribe. There's 2 tiers available for you guys. The first tier is my free tier, so you can sign up to my Patreon absolutely for free. So then you will have some of the experience with me, maybe like the first few episodes of a new class I usually share with everyone. just sort of as a taster, so that you guys can see if you want to get in all the way with me. And then usually from episode 3 or wherever I feel is appropriate, the rest of the tutorial is then only for my Patreons. And with each episode that I share, you guys can dive in and enjoy it. So if you're new to me and you want to join in all the way, then you can look at the second tier, which is only $5 US a month. And with that, it opens the entire aspect of my Patreon channel, so you can enjoy all of my videos, even the ones that are restricted. So then you can get into a number of classes. I mean, last year we did a number. We did the unicorn, we did the lotus, we did Buddha, we did the owl, and we did the dragonfly. We did a lot. So it's all it's all on my channel, available for you guys to dive right into. And I did also share a tutorial recently where I showed you guys how to drive the Patreon app. It's really not complicated. As I always say, I just press everything on the app and see what happens. That's usually the best teacher. But to make things easy for you guys, if you want to dive into the snake immediately with me, just click on collections, and you will find the snake animal guide tutorial there. And if you click on it, all of the episodes are already uploaded for you, so dive right in. And I'm excited to share it with you guys. But I've got more exciting news to share with you guys. So 10 of you that is watching this live will be very happy to hear. I've got a code to share with you guys. So what I've done is I've created a redeem code on my Patreon for 10 lucky viewers. So if you use this code, and I will add it to the description of this video after this live, if you click on this code, then you can subscribe to my channel absolutely free, and you will have free access to my paying tier for 3 full months. That's really exciting. So that's a total value of $15 that you will be gifted, in the sense of having access to my channel for the next 3 months. So if you guys miss out and you try this code and it tells you that it's no longer available because 10 people already used it, there's only spaces for 10 people, I will also share with you guys, if you subscribe, then there will be a discount code that will come up. I think up until the end of the month, you will have a 30% discount on your first month by signing up on my Patreon. So hopefully that is exciting to you guys, and that you will join in and just explore and enjoy this snake tutorial with me. So you guys, let me put this paper down, because the time has come for me to show you guys the final painting, or the completed painting. So let me get it out here for you guys. I'm just going to take this off. Drum roll. Dun, 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 dun. So here we go, everyone. This is the completed painting that I did. And I think it was a total now of 18 episodes. So you basically can say within 18 steps, if you follow along with me, you will also basically arrive at this amazing point in your own painting. So we did some of the background is like stars and the universe. And then we also painted this amazing and beautiful space nebula. So, I mean, the technique involved here is something that you can take into another painting, like a landscape, for example. You will maybe want to paint some clouds or a sunset. So the same technique is used, and you'll be able to transfer that information. And then we also played with this amazing skin texture of the snake. This diamond snake of ours is really beautiful. So I'll show you guys how to do that. We also paint this medicine bottle, and this could be used in a still life going forward. So all of the information and technique that I use there is really useful for that. And then we also painted these beautiful amethyst crystals. So that was also quite a bit of fun. And then just the shadow work as well, just showing you guys how to do shadows. That really brings this forward and brings in a little bit of contrast. But you can see the snake is quite friendly. Anyway, this was a lot of fun for me. I did learn a lot from this experience, and oh, so sorry I kicked you guys. So I'm going to check in afterwards. If you guys have any questions, do feel free to drop me a comment. Tell me where you're watching from, and if you want to know anything, drop me a comment here, and I will be sure to answer it afterwards. So I'm going to share that code with you guys quickly. So if you go to patreon.com/Gideon's Light Creative Coaching /redeem/8F1E3. I will share it in the description of this video with you guys, so don't stress. You can then just click on it and use it. So the first 10 people that use this code to sign up to my Patreon will win 3 months free access. So get going, people. Alrighty then. Let me just quickly see here on my list, because I have to keep track of everything that I'm trying to share with you guys before I sign off, and then I realize I didn't, share something with you guys. This is really cool. I think that is the most important pieces I wanted to talk about. So this brings us to the next surprise of this live with you guys. I was going to tell you what my next symbol is going to be. And in my last episode of the snake, I did sort of hint a little bit with the water element. So we're wrapping up February and we're moving into March. And March is the star sign of Pisces, if I've got it right. So we're diving into the water element. So I again consulted this beautiful oracle deck of Colette Baron Reed. I'm just going to share that again. You can find this on Amazon. I don't have a link right now, but just put this name in the search and you'll find her deck. And I think she's got more than one, but this one is really awesome. I can really recommend it. And there is 68 spirit guide animals in here. And guess what I drew? Dun, 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 dun. The seahorse, people. So this is card number 53, and the seahorse spirit is going to be our next symbol that we are going to be painting. So we're going to dive into some seahorse spirit animal information, and this is one of the things that I found most interesting. We've entered the age of Aquarius, and as you guys know, I think it's the return of the divine feminine. And there's a lot of shift in this age of Aquarius around, just being strong of mind and heart and spirit, because the danger of the age of Aquarius is that people can lose their own sort of ability to question things and to sort of follow their own spirit. It's going to be much harder to follow the crowd. And my advice to you is question everything for yourself. Don't take everything just at face value because you saw it on social media and everyone is talking about it, everyone is doing it. It doesn't mean it's meant for you, honey. So always check in with your authentic self and follow your own guidance. Dance according to the beat of your own drum rather than following the crowd blindly. Sort of that is my warning for you guys in this age of Aquarius. And I know that there is like a massive fall over towards shifting things over to the feminine, and I'm totally in touch with my own divine feminine. Hello, people. But here's the catch. I think that the age of Aquarius is not just a return of the divine feminine, but it is a return to a balance of the divine feminine and masculine. Because there is no point in keeping on swinging from one pendulum side extreme to the other, from sort of male power to female power. You know, it's just dualistic. Sun and moon, day and night, right and wrong, good and evil, fear and love. It's sort of the dance of the universe. But I think what our main mission is going to be in this age of Aquarius is to find a balance in ourselves between our masculine and feminine energy. When we can utilize both and not just one, then there will be balance and equanimity. And that is where we are trying to go to, people. We are trying to enter into an age of abundance and prosperity and unity with all. And the only way to enter that paradise is through unity, not through, again, a split from the one extreme to the other. So I always add a word of caution to, any kind of extremism. Find the golden middle way. That is what Buddha also taught us. It is not the extreme where you find, the answers or enlightenment. It is in the middle, right in the middle, where we balance both energies of duality, and it applies to everything in life. The minute you find that center point to balance yourself and then ground it and anchor it into your world, then we're talking, baby. That's where the magic is going to happen. So, our next symbol for 2025, starting in March, is going to be the seahorse or seahorses. We'll see. I'm going to start developing our reference material, and I've already started my research, and the information is beautiful that I can definitely share with you. So we're going to look at groundedness, on anchoring ourselves, and seahorses provide reassurance and guidance when we need safe passage through rough emotional waters. And looking at social media, looking at the news, it looks like we have some choppy waters ahead. So I think this symbol came to me at exactly the right time, because it is immediately available to all of us. So I'm going to get into planning the next class, and I'll share with you guys as soon as I'm ready to roll, probably the first week in March. Then we will get into our seahorse painting. So for those of you that are still painting the snake or is about to get into painting their own snake, I'm so excited for you guys. I cannot wait to see your progress art. So with each episode, you are welcome to drop me a comment below that video. It's always helpful to me and to future patrons that's going to watch that episode. Maybe there's a relevant question that they also have, and then I can answer it on there, and it will help everyone. And also share your progress art with me. Please don't be shy. I'm not judging you, and it's not an exam, people. So if you join my supportive creative heart community on Facebook, I will also add the links in this description. Or for the paying patrons, we have our own chat room, also called the Creative Heart, on Patreon. You're welcome to share your progress art with me there as well. Check in on me there, say hello to everyone, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to do with me creatively as we shake our old creative skins in 2025. So thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are so lovely, and I appreciate your support. And I'm actually expecting a parcel tomorrow, or this week, hopefully tomorrow. And I got some fresh paint supplies, so I'll make an unboxing video and just share my latest art supplies with you guys. And it's because of your support on my channel that I'm able to bless myself with some art materials that are finished and that I need to expand both myself as an artist and to share it right back and sort of enrich your guys' lives as well. So anyway, I wanted to say thank you for tuning in. It's nice and warm and humid here now. That's why it's so hot. I had to close the windows, otherwise all of the insects would be all over me, and I think that would be far more entertaining because you guys will watch me screaming and running around in the studio trying to get away from the insects. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you have any questions, do drop it below here and check out the description of this video. As soon as I finish this live, I will pop on that code and you guys can click on it and enjoy as you get into this snake tutorial with me. So I'll see you guys over on Patreon. I hope you guys have a lovely evening or day ahead, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Patreon app. Thank you for tuning in, and stay creative, stay blessed, and bye bye for now.